I want to remind you that we don't have a rehearsal uh, at St. Paul's this Sunday. There just weren't enough people who were going to be in town on the Labor Day weekend. So we have 2 full day rehearsals, more or less, just before the performance. One on Friday from 9 to 12, and then one to 3 or 4. I don't have the schedule in front of me. And then on Sunday from noon until 6. Hoping that we'll have the costumes over there, or on Saturday from noon to 6, sorry. I'm hoping the costumes will be there by then, so that those of you who want to can just put on the tabards and dance in them for a little bit to get the feel of them. I think that's gonna be worked out. I'd also like to use a little of that time to label each of the costumes for the next day, because it'll make it a lot quicker on Sunday when you come in to get made up and claim your costume and get ready. Any questions about what's happening those days? I know it sounds like a long rehearsal from noon to 6, although for most dance companies, that's pretty normal. But we have a number of things to accomplish on that day. Okay, so I think with only half of us here, part 2 is going to be a little awkward, but let's go through the whole thing. I'm going to turn my sound off so that I can't coach you, because otherwise I start getting in there and slipping up. Any questions before we start?
I was just going to ask about shoes for the September 10th performance.
That is up to you. It's St. Paul's, it's marble.
Okay.
And part of the floor is wood. So if you think it will be too chilly or slippery for you, then wear shoes. I generally go barefoot there, but that's just me. I'm not going to ask for uniform shoes. We used to have uniform shoes, and about 2/3 of the people, hi Clarice, wouldn't wear them. So we gave up on the little black shoes, and I asked people just to wear what they were comfortable for. Okay. Anything else? For the rest of your costume, it's just black. No plaids, no patterns, no nothing. I think eventually we're going to go to hoodies, because with hoodies, we don't have to use the traditional, God, I wish this would go away. We don't have to use the traditional thick crisscross hoods. It's part of the same thing that you're wearing. And I think it will work with the crowns and be less traditional, but probably more comfortable. Anything else you want to? I'm here for the next week and a half if you have questions. So, okay, good thing I don't have to talk much tonight. You might mute yourself if you aren't already, so that ambient sounds don't come out. Okay, everybody ready? Let's do the holy, holy, holy. Okay, what you'll have is 3 beats on the drum. So big go. Ooh. Beautiful, folks. Beautiful. Just a few things to touch it up. One is when you have that silence of exhaustion at the end of part 2 after the keening and before you make the decision to reach out again. That's a momentous moment because for us who were here in New York at that point, we had gone numb, and the kind of pressure we were getting from the bitter people were never trust anybody else again. Never again allow this to happen. Stay closed, stay protected. Don't become open again. It was loud and clear. So cracking that open is an energetic move that has several moments in it. The first one is to heal enough to stand up again. The second one is to start to see the people who are close around you and recognize them. The third one is to let those people encounter you and to encounter them. Not an easy thing. Then to look outward and to resolve that no, we aren't going to get caught up in a chain of revenge and attack. We're going to break it. That's huge. And that's when you start to look at the audience and take your time, and then to move out among them. And reaching out, and you showed it in your dance, is not just an arm thing. It's an eyes, it's a heart, and it's your physical movement forward. And you'll enjoy, I think, when you look at the video, seeing the variety that can take. But it's got to be real. It's got to be truthful. When we practice it at St. Paul's, if there are visitors there, we'll use them. And you'll start to feel that energy. One change I'd like to make, the bows. Let's have the bows after the music ends completely. That way everybody will bow at once. Okay? That comfortable? Okay, all I ask you is please keep watching the videos during the next week and a half, because it would be easy to lose this during the time between now and the time we're actually in St. Paul's. If you can be where you are now, when we start at St. Paul's, we'll have wonderful rehearsals because we won't have to do any of this. It will all be about the content of the dance. Okay? All right. I would like to, I think I was going to do the Lamentations, but I think we'll wait until we're in the space. We don't have enough people. And yeah, I think that will work best. So is there any part of this you would like to go over again? Yeah. And those of you who are in the smaller group, again, I don't think we have enough people to do part 2 of the small one, which is the only one that's substantially different. So if there's nothing you can think of that we need to do, we'll end it here. This was absolutely good enough to go. If we were rehearsing in person, I would be completely happy about tomorrow being the dress. You've done a wonderful job. You guys light up your little cubes. It's going to be beautiful. I will be in touch with you individually to talk about your performance, but it's really good. The only thing that is not quite where I want it is some of you who have not been here all along are not as sharp on the story intention as everybody else. So if you will practice that a little bit so that your dance of the story is instinctive so that you know exactly what you're doing each time. It's been really, really, really good, really beautiful. I'm so proud of you. Just to let you know, a couple of you have asked, we have 3 makeup painters, and I'll assign everybody to a specific one so that you know you're with so-and-so. All right? Any questions, problems, anything you want to throw into the pot? You are absolutely gorgeous. This is going to be so beautiful. I can't wait. If you need to get in touch with me, you know I'm here, even though I croak. And the doctor assures me this is going to go away, which is comforting. So let me turn.